Hey, Nicholas.
Hi.
SpaceX.
How many days, Nicholas? Quarantine. How many days you have passed during quarantine?
I think
7?
I think it's I'm in 9th day of my
9 days.
Yeah, 9th.
Oh. So after 5 days, you can go outside.
Yeah.
Wow, great.
You can't go out.
9th or 10th, but it's about there.
It's about there. If I was in quarantine, Nicholas, I would know exactly how many days. I would be counting down. 10, 9, 8.
Yeah.
Every time I would be counting down.
Yeah, counting down. Yeah, from 14 to 0.
Yes. Yeah. Hi, Emma. How are you?
I'm good.
Okay. That's good.
A doctor about my collarbone.
Why?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, your collarbone. What's the problem?
One side is higher than other side. A little.
Okay. Is that bad?
Huh?
Is that a bad thing?
Yeah, for me it's a bad thing. But the doctor said, because I don't feel pain, so it's nothing. I need to
okay.
do the sleep post.
Sleep what?
I mean the
sleep post. Yeah, the post of sleep.
Yeah, the post of sleep. I think when you're sleeping, your suggestion, your post.
Your posture, your sleeping posture.
Yes.
Okay, so your sleeping posture is bad.
My left and the right arm is kind of like high or low, but you know why? Because I always play golf. When you're ready for golf, you're like that.
Oh, well, hi, Nikki. Well, I play a lot of golf, and my...
You play golf, you sleep like...
So... what I should I mean the sleeping. Yeah. Called the sleeping.
Pillow?
No pillow. No. I mean, I like one side.
You sleep on your side. Okay, so yeah, you're...
Yeah. So, what is English? The sleeping.
Posture.
Emma, you mean you... Oh, posture.
Sleep posture.
Sleep posture. Yeah. All right. Hi, Kelly Shu.
Yeah. Hi.
How are you?
I have bad sleep.
Bad?
Not bad.
Not bad. Okay. Okay, that's good. Yeah. All right. Well, that's good. How was your day today?
Have a class from 9:30 to just finish. Then come here.
Okay, nice. So you had 4-hour class?
Yes.
Wow, good student.
Oh. Maybe.
Good student. Maybe. All right, good. Well, nice to see you. Hi, Chong.
Hi, Matt.
How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you.
Why very good? Because YouTube?
Yeah, last night I slept very well. Then this morning I have already finished the morning class and I feel good.
Okay, nice. Great.
Are
you in Kelly's class?
Natalie.
Yeah.
Natalie.
Yeah. I have Mark class.
Mark's class. Okay. All right. Great.
Mark class. Okay.
Konnichiwa, Yukiko. How are you?
Hi, konnichiwa. I'm good.
Good? Yeah, nice. Good. Hi, Elaine.
Good. Very good.
Hi.
Ready? Wow.
Wow, lots of people today. Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Good.
The slowly coming.
Yeah, everybody's late. Not good. Not good. That's okay. All right. So today
It's raining out there.
it's raining out there, but Nicholas, you're inside, so rain is not a good excuse because you're on the internet. It's like no traffic, you know, you didn't forget your umbrella or something. Okay. But Nicholas was on time, actually, like exactly 1:40. I think Nicholas popped in. So good job. All right. So today, so for the lower level students, I pulled this out of the advanced textbook. So, but it's not so difficult. So don't worry. It's not too difficult. Hi, Lei, by the way, Lei.
Hi.
How are you?
Hello, hello. Yeah, pretty good.
Good.
Thank you.
All right, so I have a bunch of stuff here you can see, and then I have a bunch of blank spaces at the end. There's one more thing that I forgot to add on here, so we'll talk about that at the end. But if anyone has any questions, just wait until the end and ask, or wait till I say, do you have any questions? Or just ask me a question, and then it's fine. Okay, so can, or could, or must, should, ought to, had better. Okay, so those are the first 5 things that we're going to talk about here. So the first 3 that we're going to talk about, the most common modal verbs. Okay, a modal verb is just can, should, have to, must. For talking about permission and obligation are can and could, must, or should, ought to. Now, of course, if you're in a lower level, you probably have, right, have to and must, in my opinion, have the same meaning. So yeah, don't worry about that too much. Nicholas, read this for me.
The most common modal.
Oh, this one.
Oh, okay, this one. I couldn't take any photo in his gallery. So
In the gallery. Okay, my mistake. Sorry.
in the gallery. So I bought some postcards.
So I bought some postcards, right? So
Okay.
yeah. So couldn't, of course, just means this, right? I wasn't allowed, right? Maybe there's a camera, right? And it says, you know, no photos, right? I couldn't take any photos. So of course, couldn't can also mean ability, right? Ability. So 10 years ago, I couldn't speak Chinese, right? 10 years ago, I couldn't speak Chinese. That's talking about my ability. But here we're not talking about ability. We're talking about permission, okay? If it's okay or not okay, all right? So I couldn't do that, right? So, oh, yesterday I couldn't go out because it was raining, right? So Nicholas, that's a good excuse if it's raining, right? Oh, I couldn't go to the beach yesterday because it was raining, right? It was not okay. It was, that's similar to permission, I guess. So sometimes that's okay. Or sometimes they have the same meaning. Okay, so next one, if you want to, oh, sorry, Emma, read this.
If you want to apply for this job, you must be able to speak French.
Good, so you must be able to speak French. Okay, so here, we're talking about, okay, here we're talking about permission. Whereas here we're talking about obligation.
Obligation.
Which means necessary.
Yes.
Right? If something is necessary, if you want to apply for this job, you must be able to speak French. If you don't speak French, don't apply for the job because you won't get it. Right? Yes. Okay. If you want to be an English teacher, you must be able to speak English.
Must be able to speak French.
Right? No choice. So in this case, yes, this is same as have to, right? If you want to apply for this job, you have to be able to speak French. Now, I think Friday's lesson this week is going to be all about like have. So we might, we might talk about that on Friday. Yeah, we're probably going to talk about that on Friday. So that should be easy. And then we should take the highway. It's much quicker. Of course, should means, yeah, good idea or bad idea.
So suggestion?
Right? Yeah, suggestion. We should take the highway. I'm also
Good
kind
idea.
of asking. Yeah, something is a good idea, right? We should take the highway. It's much quicker. Okay, and now we can also use ought to.
Yeah.
Okay, but this is very British and something I would never ever say in my life. So, but you might hear some British people talk about this, or you watch a British movie or something like that. Yeah, if we want to give advice. So often we use should, right? To give advice.
Matt, how about the supposed to? It's also give advice, right?
So supposed to is a little bit different. Hi. So like, for example, supposed to, right? Right now, my daughter is supposed to be studying. She is supposed to be studying, but she isn't. So supposed to means something we should do now, but we're not doing. So something we should do now, but we're not doing, right? So she's supposed to be studying, she's laying on my bed. Okay, so that's not good, right? She's supposed to be studying, right? So maybe if Nicholas goes outside, I'll be like, Nicholas, no, you're supposed to stay inside your hotel room, right? You're supposed to stay inside your hotel room. So supposed to is more like, yeah, strong should or had better. Yeah, so I can say like we had better, we'll talk about that in a second, but we had better take the highway means if we don't, you know, maybe something bad will happen, or we'll get stuck in a traffic jam or something like that. So had better, and had better is like a stronger should. But be supposed to means be supposed to means yeah, be supposed to means we should do that, but we're not doing it, right? What do you want to do? What do you want? What do you want? Why don't you go read a book or something? See, look at Nicholas. Nicholas, see this little kid here? See? He's right there. He's a young boy and he's studying English right now. What are you doing?
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing. That's what I thought. Go do something. Go study. Okay, what did I tell you this morning? You do whatever you want, and then you don't have to ask me, but if I catch you, you'll be in trouble. So just go do what you want, and just, I would suggest finishing before 2:40, because then I won't notice that you're doing something bad. Okay, go. Just go. Go do whatever you want. I don't care. One summer. She's finished school, so summer is coming, and every day. Yeah. So last thing, may I, of course, everybody knows this. You learn this in beginner class, right? May I go to the toilet? May I use your phone, right? We can also use this to ask for permission. This is same as can. Okay, same as can. And Chong, we will talk more about be supposed to and allowed to and things like that at the end. Good point.
Thank you.
Okay, so just like here, okay, we can use, right? We can use should to talk. Of course, this is talking about present, good idea, or present advice. Ought to is present, but here we can use should have or ought to have plus PP to talk about past events. Okay, past events that didn't happen or that we regret. Okay, that we regret. It was a bad idea. So it's finished, but it was a bad idea. I regret doing that. So often when we use we or I is regret. Okay, so we or I equals regret. right? Oh, we should have taken the highway. It would have been faster. Okay, we didn't take the highway, but so we regret, right? We regret not taking the highway, right? I can say we
regret.
Right? We regret not taking the highway, right? So same meaning, right? We should have taken the highway. I regret not taking the highway, right? You know, again, ought to is fine. Should have studied more, or I ought to have studied more. Nicholas, this is maybe for you. I should have studied more. I might not have failed the test. I might not have failed the test. But usually, okay, usually when we do modal plus have plus PP, we're talking about the past, right? Modal plus have plus PP, right? You know, I couldn't have taken any photos. Right? I couldn't have taken any photos. You must have been able to speak, right? So anytime we want to use past with these modal verbs, you know, should have taken, we should have taken the highway. You ought to have studied, I ought to have studied more. Again, I'm talking about my self-regret, like, I failed the test, so stupid. I should have studied more, but I didn't, okay? But I didn't, right? So it didn't happen. That's kind of the most important thing, right? So maybe now I have, for example, I have a hangover, right? It's early morning, oh, headache, I feel tired, I'm not feeling very good, right? Oh, Nicholas, earmuffs. We shouldn't have opened that bottle of wine, right? We shouldn't have opened that bottle of wine. It's a bad idea, right? I regret opening the bottle of wine, right? So maybe I drank.
Open the bottle of wine.
Nicholas, don't drink wine.
Yeah, I know that.
You should drink Baijiu. Yeah, Wu Liang Ye, very good. I'm from Sichuan, so Wu Liang Ye is better than Mao Tai. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, not important. But okay, so maybe I'm drunk. I had a few drinks, and it's like, hey, one more bottle of wine. Like, yeah, okay, good idea, right? At the time, okay, Nicholas, you'll learn this in the future. When you're drinking, everything is a good idea, right? But the next day, right? I shouldn't have opened that bottle of wine. That was a bad idea. I shouldn't have ordered that extra beer. I shouldn't have. Oh, I'm so full. I shouldn't have eaten that, right? So we're talking about self-regret. So in this case, generally we can only use I and we. I can't regret for you, right? I can't regret for your decision, right? I can only feel regret for my decision or our decision, right? So, but if I want to criticize somebody, okay, I say that somebody did a bad thing, right? Oh, maybe Chong took someone's phone, and I say, oh, you should have asked her, right? I'm criticizing you, right? Oh, he shouldn't have kissed that woman, right? It's a bad idea, right? I'm criticizing, I'm saying what he did was bad, right? I'm saying what he did was bad. Nicholas would be like, oh, I failed the test. Like, you should have studied more. You should have studied more. Okay. So in this case, I'm using this to criticize, okay? To criticize. Say somebody did something wrong.
Yeah. Criticize. You shouldn't speak Chinese during
English class.
Yeah, but if we say shouldn't, right, then here we're talking about present, right? We're talking about a present, right?
Present
Talking
tense.
about present. So you can say like, oh, my teacher got angry. You're like, well, you shouldn't have spoken Chinese in class, right?
Oh.
You shouldn't have spoken Chinese in class. I'm criticizing you. Okay, bad idea. So,
You shouldn't have.
so Lei was late for class, right? Oh, you shouldn't have been late. I'm criticizing your behavior.
You shouldn't have.
Apologize. Yeah.
Huh? I'm just joking, of course. Hi, Snower. Oh, Snower's shy today. She doesn't want to study in the class. All right. Okay, good. So yeah, that's how we talk about present and past, right? Present and past. But again, I and we talk about regret. You, he, she, they. In this case, we talk about criticize. We're criticizing someone, okay? It was a bad idea, right? Okay, nice. So we talked a little bit about had better, okay? We talked a little bit about had better. So had better is stronger and more urgent than should or ought to. So similar meaning, we're still giving advice, or we're still criticizing, or we're still saying somebody should do something, but had better is stronger, right? Had better is stronger. And it usually refers to like almost now, like now plus 5 minutes, right? So maybe I can talk to my daughter, maybe my wife is coming home or mom is coming home, and I don't care if she does her homework, but mom does. So I can say, oh, honey, you had better finish your homework before mom comes home. What this means is if you don't do that, something bad will happen. It's a warning, right? It's a warning, strong advice or a warning, right? If you don't do that, something bad will happen, right? If you don't do that, something bad will happen.
That means it's stronger than should have. Okay.
Well, should have is past, right? Should have is past. Had better is not past.
Okay.
Should, just strong than should, right?
Yeah, stronger than should. Again, we're giving strong advice, and there's some warning, right? Some warning, right? Be careful, right? Hey, I need to send this letter to the bank. Oh, you had better send the letter today, otherwise it won't reach in time, right? Maybe it needs to be there by Friday. If you don't send it today, it won't get there, right? So had better, just something, just strong, right? Something strong, right? You know, if you go out, you had better wear a mask. If you go out in Singapore, you had better wear a mask. So in this case, right, we're not talking about you. Hi, Snorer. Snorer's coming. We're not talking about you have to wear a mask, right? If I go out, do I have to wear a mask? Do I have to? No, right? I don't have to wear a mask, but if I don't, I have to pay money. $300.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? I have to pay. So you know what? You had better wear a mask. It's a really, really good idea to wear a mask.
After
Teacher Matt.
After had better, we must add a verb, a busy verb.
Yes, just infinitive. So had better finish, had better send. We use that for this, right? Hey, we're driving. You know, we're driving in the car. You had better wear your seatbelt. Right? You had better wear your seatbelt. There's some warning, right? You know, this road is really dangerous. You had better wear your seatbelt.
You had better wear the mask when you go outside.
Yeah. So again, in this case, should, had better, must actually all have the same meaning, right? Because really you must, because if you don't, then you'll lose your, you'll lose money, $300. If you don't do it 2 times, 3 times, you might go to prison, right? So you had better wear a mask. I'm giving you strong advice. You had better. Yeah. So what that means is if you don't do this thing, the consequence will be bad. Right? If you don't do this thing, so you had better finish your homework. If you don't finish your homework, mom will be angry, right? If you don't finish your homework, mom will be angry. There's a negative consequence to the action, right? There's a negative consequence, okay? A negative, yeah, if A, then B, right? It's raining. You had better take an umbrella, right? You had better take an umbrella. What that means is if you don't take an umbrella, you will get wet. So wet is bad, right? Wet is not good, right? So consequence means, in this case, B is the consequence. right? And usually bad thing. Consequence usually bad thing. All right. So the negative of had better is had better not had not better. Okay. So on Wednesday, you had better not be late.
Yeah.
On Wednesday, you had better not be late. Okay. Teacher will be
Yeah.
angry.
Otherwise, the teacher will be angry.
Yeah. Otherwise, the teacher will be angry. Now, that's not true, but just for example. All right. Good. Any question about had better?
Had better. The negative of had better not. Oh, yeah.
Sorry, Lei, Kelly?
No, I mean, no. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, had better is okay.
All right. So here now we're talking about mustn't and don't have to. Okay, mustn't and don't have to. So mustn't and don't have to are totally different. Okay. So why do I say that, right? Because usually must equals have to. Right?
Yeah.
Must equals have to. But mustn't.
Don't equal haven't to.
Right? Mustn't does not equal don't have to. Okay, totally opposite meaning, in fact. Right? Totally opposite meaning, in fact. This is mustn't. Okay, mustn't means you're not allowed. It's not okay. Don't do that. It's against the law. Something like that. So in this case, we can probably say you mustn't go out without a mask. Right? Not okay. So mustn't is an obligation to not do something. Okay, mustn't is an obligation to not do something. So you mustn't smoke in a restaurant in Singapore. Okay. Now, can I smoke in a restaurant?
No.
I mean, I can, right? I can.
You can, yeah, but it's not allowed.
Right, it's not allowed. I strongly should not do that. Mustn't. If I do that, I will have to pay money, right? You mustn't bring durian on the MRT, right? You mustn't bring, take durian on the MRT, right? You mustn't take durian on the MRT. Too smelly. If I take it on the MRT, I have to pay a fine, right? $500, $1,000, something like that, right? So mustn't, anytime, you know, anytime you see this symbol means mustn't. Okay? You mustn't do that. Okay, anytime you see that. Okay, and then don't have to means you have a choice. Okay, so that which means there's an absence of obligation. You know, there's no obligation.
Okay,
I don't have to wear.
Sorry. It's like so not necessary.
Yeah, not necessary. Yeah,
okay.
You have a choice. It's not necessary. I don't have to wear a tie at work. I can, of course, I can wear a tie at work, but I don't have to. For YouTube lessons, I don't have to wear pants.
Yeah.
Right? I don't have to wear pants because you can't see it. Right? I can wear pants or trousers, but I don't have to.
I have to wear.
Yeah, to wear it.
I don't have to. You have no idea I'm wearing pants or not. You don't know. I could be wearing underwear right now. You have no idea. Right? I don't have to. Nicholas is laughing. Nicholas, you might be wearing underwear too. I don't know. Because you don't have to wear pants either. But you have a choice. What that means is you have a choice. Okay, you have a choice. So that part is quite easy, right? Yes. Nicholas, are you wearing pants?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. I don't know. We don't know. No idea. All right. So need. We're going to talk about 4 different rules here. 4 different rules for need. So yeah. Okay. So we use need to or don't need to say that something is necessary or, of course, unnecessary. So here we're talking about habits or general necessity or specific necessity. So actually need to is we can use all of them. So what does that mean? You need to check in at least 2 hours before a flight. Okay. So this is like a general rule, right? This is a general rule, okay? You don't need to take a jacket. It's going to be hot, right? This is specific, right? Right now, it's going to be hot. You don't need to take a jacket. It's going to be hot, okay? So don't need to is actually similar to don't have to, right? You don't have to take a jacket. You don't need to take a jacket, same meaning, okay? You need to check in at least 2 hours before a flight. You have to check in 2 hours before a flight. Kind of, that's similar meaning. So need and have to are very similar in this case. Don't need to and don't have to are very similar in this case, okay? The first one is easy, right? Yep, okay, thanks, good job. All right, so yeah, when we want to say something is unnecessary on a specific occasion, okay, we use needn't plus infinitive. Okay, if it's specific, just like here, right? We don't need to take a jacket. It's specific. I can say you needn't take a jacket. Bring is fine if you're coming. Sorry, but you needn't bring a jacket, right? It's not necessary. It's just more formal than don't need to, right? You needn't bring a jacket. You don't need to bring a jacket. Same meaning. Needn't is a little bit more formal. A little bit old-fashioned as well. Something I don't think I would often say. I don't think I would often say, yeah, need to or needn't. You needn't do that. It's okay. Yeah, but there's a small difference, right? Don't need to or needn't. Okay, there's a small difference. Okay, goodbye, somebody. Somebody left. Elaine. We use don't need to, not needn't, okay, for habits or general necessity. So we talked about that up here, right? You usually need to check in at least 2 hours before. That's general rule, okay? Right? So in general, I don't need to wear glasses. In general, I don't need to wear glasses. I can't say I needn't wear glasses, right? Because it's just a general, yeah, just a general thing, okay? If it's habit or something like that, right? I don't say needn't, okay? So needn't is generally just specific. So at the end of this lesson, you needn't ask me any questions, right? You needn't ask me any questions. Every lesson, you don't have to ask me questions. So every lesson is general, right? You don't need to, but this lesson is specific, so you needn't ask any questions, right? So that's just the difference between general, which is like every day or habit or routine, and specific is like one time now. Understand?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, so didn't need to or needn't have. Okay, didn't need to or needn't have. Similar meaning, small difference on the next page. You know, when something was not necessary in the past. Okay, so just like should have done or must have done, something like that, we use needn't have done. You needn't have bought me that, right? Same thing, you didn't. Right? You didn't need to buy me that, right? You needn't have bought me that. You didn't need to buy me that. Same thing. Okay, it wasn't necessary. Needn't is more formal. Okay, same here, right? I don't know why I did that, but we needn't have booked a table. The restaurant is empty. We didn't need to book a table. The restaurant is empty. Same meaning, right? So what that means is I booked a table.
Yeah, okay.
What that means is I booked a table, then I went to the restaurant, nobody's there. Okay. Hey, we didn't need to book a table. We needn't have booked a table, okay? Because the restaurant is empty, okay? So it's something that we did, but we didn't have to do.
Okay.
Okay. But when something was not necessary, so you did not do it, okay, we can't use, okay, we can't use needn't have. It was not necessary, so I didn't do it. It was not necessary, so we didn't do it. So we had plenty of petrol, so we didn't need to stop. We had plenty of petrol in the car, so we didn't need to stop. I can't say we needn't have stopped. Okay, this means we didn't stop because we had petrol. Okay, so maybe the person would ask like, hey, why didn't you stop? I'm like, oh, I had plenty of petrol, so I didn't need to stop, right? It was not necessary, so I didn't do it. It was not necessary, so I didn't do it.
What's that mean? Petrol?
Gas, you know, in your car. Somebody translate petrol.
汽油。
有
petrol. Oil, fuel.
fuel, gas, fuel, petrol.
Petrol.
Okay, so so same thing, right? I knew all the answers. Okay, so maybe Nicholas, he stole the test, so he knew all the answers, so he didn't need to study. So he didn't study, he didn't need to study, and he didn't study. Okay, didn't study. Now, if I say, oh, we had plenty of petrol, we needn't have stopped. It means we stopped, but we didn't have to. We stopped, but we didn't need to, right? Maybe I have like, you know, 50%, right? It's okay, stop anyway, and I'll fill up the tank, right? I'll fill up the tank to full. Okay, so, but we needn't have stopped, but I did stop. So that's the difference.
Okay. Yeah.
So every time I go to Malaysia, for example, if I drive to Malaysia, right, petrol is much cheaper. Much cheaper. So every time, even if I have a lot of petrol, I don't need to stop, but I usually do. So, sorry, I was a little bit late. I stopped to get some petrol. I needn't have stopped because it wasn't necessary, but I did.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Understand.
That's what needn't have means. Specific, and I did it, but I didn't have to do it. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So same thing. I knew all the answers and I studied, right? I knew all the answers, but I still studied, right? Oh, I needn't have studied, right? It wasn't necessary. Yeah, it wasn't necessary. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Any questions?
Actually, we understand this use, but when we use, cannot know how to use.
Yeah, again, you know, a lot of these things that I have been teaching you recently are just different ways to say the same thing, right? So they're different ways to say the same thing. You know, have to and need to, right? It's the same. It's exactly the same. There's a small difference. So, you know, you don't have to learn these extra things, right? But you should. You don't have to know, you know, you don't have to know these rules, but you should, right? If you say, I need to go home, I have to go home, I had better go home, I should go home, right? All slightly different. I am supposed to go home, right? All slightly different meanings, right? So that's just what it's just what is different between a strong English speaker and a not so strong English speaker, right? So a strong English speaker will use a variety of different language like this, even though it has the same meaning or slightly different meaning.
Should master it.
Yeah, master it, and you know, it's over time, just slowly expand. So this I got from the advanced book, but this is still, you know, it's still, we still learn this in pre-intermediate, we still learn it in intermediate, we still learn it in upper intermediate. Advanced is just like taking all those things and, you know, putting them together, right? So that's really the difference. But yeah, Mike, so it's, you know, it's not really a question, it's more of like a, you know, why does English have so many things that I need to learn? Yeah, I don't know, English is hard. And that's why I have a job. Yeah, so good luck. So quickly, before anybody else asks a question, because Chong asked about be supposed to. Yeah, so be supposed to is like should, right? Kind of like we should do something, but we didn't listen, right? We should do something, but we didn't listen, right? If you see someone outside who's not wearing a mask, right? If you see someone outside who is not wearing a mask, you can say, you are supposed right? You're supposed to be wearing a mask, but you're not, right? You're supposed to be wearing a mask, but you're not. So that's not good, right? There's like a rule that we don't follow. There's a rule that we don't follow. There's a, you know, of course, my daughter, right, doing her homework, right? You know, it's not a rule, right? It's not a law. She doesn't have to do her homework, but you know, we said, you know, this 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. is homework time, for example, right? 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. is homework time. And at 7:30, she's playing a game, right? I say, you shouldn't be playing a game. You should be studying, right? So you are supposed to be studying now, but I'm not, right? But I'm not, right?
Okay.
So yeah, be supposed to just means, it's very similar to shouldn't, or yeah, very similar to shouldn't, right? If I say you should be wearing a mask, right? If I say you should be wearing a mask, actually it has very similar meaning, right? It has very similar meaning.
Or you'd better wear a mask. Okay.
Yeah, so had better is future, right? So we can't use that with, continuous like this, right? So had better is immediate future. So maybe I say, hey, I'm going out. And then maybe my wife will say, oh, you had better wear a mask. Because it's immediate future. Had better talks about the immediate future. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, I'm really hungry. Oh, you had better eat something. Right? I'm really hungry. Oh, you had better eat something. Otherwise, you'll be hungrier. Right? So had better is not always like this extreme, you're gonna die or you're gonna have to pay money. You know, had better also just means strong advice. For example, if you don't understand, you had better ask a question. If you don't understand, you had better ask a question, right? Just means now or immediately after now. So if we use like was supposed to, talk about the past, was supposed to, you know, hey, I was supposed to call you this morning, but I forgot, right? It was something that I should have done or had an obligation to do that I forgot. So, yeah.
Okay.
Good. Any other questions? Yukiko? It doesn't have to be about this. It can be about anything.
Yeah.
So tired.
Mike, you'd better have a nap.
Yeah.
You're so tired. You had better take a nap.
Yeah.
Nap. Yeah,
You should take a nap.
Mm.
I should have a take nap. Suggestion.
Yeah, strong suggestion.
Mm.
Weak suggestion.
Mm.
But if I talk to my 3-year-old daughter, right, I can say, you know, you have to take a nap. She has no choice, right?
Mm.
Yeah, it's
She
like
has no choice.
you must
Yeah, you must.
take it. Yeah.
You have to.
Okay. Yeah.
You must. So must and should, we can also use must and should to give advice, right? Oh my God, this pizza is so delicious. You must try.
Yeah, you're right. Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
have to try this, right? And we can also use have to and must to give strong advice or to say something's a really good idea.
Mm. Okay.
So, any other questions?
I have questions, but not about today's tema.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's okay. Yeah, it's about an imaging and assuming. Moment, let me check. Yeah, I think
Like this?
like, for example, if I use so I think assuming and imaging is also the alternative for if. Is this right?
Oh.
Yeah, because I did exercise is about, for example, imaging or assuming you hit a car in a car park and there were no witness. Would you leave a note? And for me, I think the both words are right. I want just know what's different.
Same. In this sentence is same.
Same?
Assuming you hit a
Okay.
car, what would you do? Right? Assuming you hit a car, what would you do? Imagine
because I also
hitting.
yeah, okay. Same.
Imagine might be followed by gerund, ing.
Okay,
Imagine
because
hitting a car.
okay, because I saw the answer. So the answer key is the so emerging, and for me, I think both are right. So yeah, but okay.
Give me the sentence again.
So you need to choose. So imaging or assuming, and you hit a car in a car park. And there were no witness. So would you leave a note?
Yeah, I would say both are okay.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, then it's okay. I want to just check because for me, I think also both okay. Yeah.
Just means
Yeah.
if.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same meaning.
Okay.
I would say both are okay.
Yeah, then it's good. Thank you.
Yeah, so this again is one of those like small minor details that you only learn in advanced class.
Yeah, I think it's very good because I don't want always use if, and there are so many words to choose. I think it's more interesting for me.
Yeah,
to use.
especially for second conditional, right? Usually with second conditional, we talk about only using if.
Yeah.
You know, first conditional, we can use if, when, as soon as, unless, until. We have quite a few options, but second conditional usually is if only. But in advanced, you learn a few more.
Okay.
Assuming you get to advanced.
Yeah. I try it. Yeah.
All right. Any other questions? Kelly Shu?
Just should, must. I think SHAL difference.
Sure.
Yeah.
Can you give me the sentence one more time?
You just should, must. Yeah, should, must.
Okay.
Then SHAL.
Sure. Shall we?
Yeah.
Probably. Okay.
That's difference. Same.
You shall.
Sure, yeah.
Not same. Shall is like let's. So it's similar to should, right? Similar to should, right? Right? I'm hungry. Shall we get some pizza? Should we get some pizza? Kind of same meaning. Yeah, I'm hungry. Let's get some pizza. Shall we get some pizza? Should we get some pizza? Similar meaning.
Okay.
But I wouldn't say like, I shall.
Yeah.
I shall get you pizza.
Too old-fashioned. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
shall is too old-fashioned. I shall get you like maybe the king or queen will talk like that. But
Okay.
yeah, I will get you a pizza, or I'm going to get you a pizza, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, too old, too not common now. Good question, Kelly. Thank you.
Good question. You get your pizza.
Anybody else? Snore, you have to go to your class soon.
So, yeah, 5 minutes. Yukiko. Question.
Mike's too tired.
Mike, I couldn't see you.
Yeah.
He's hiding in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Oh,
Why? Why?
Oh, because the sunshine.
Hungry.
Maybe you just turn off the background.
Yeah.
Why you use
Sometimes, sometimes the background not convenient to appear on the screen.
Mike's not wearing pants.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know why.
Yeah. Mike, just show us.
Don't
be shy.
Because sunshine is too.
Mike, remember, Chong's single, okay? So be careful.
Yeah.
I'm joking, Mike. Don't worry.
I know. No worries.
He's not joking. Yeah, your wife's there. Be careful. Yeah, 気をつけてください。
Be careful.
写
Take
真
care.
Yeah, okay. So that's it. So thank you guys.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, teacher.
So I'll see you. You're welcome. You're welcome, Mike. Go have a nap. So I'll see you on Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
What topic on Wednesday? Maybe easy.
Mike, today was easy.
But when we use, maybe forgot.
I think Wednesday we're talking about get.
Get. Oh,
Oh,
it's a
yeah.
useful word.
That's
Yeah.
easy.
Not
Maybe Wednesday-
easy.
Not easy, Mike. Lots of different meanings. I'm
Yeah.
getting it from the advanced book.
Get something, some
Get
phrases.
has a lot of different meanings. And
Yeah.
then Friday is have. So this week is
okay.
like get and have. So we're talking about those two
Yeah.
things.
Mm.
And tomorrow is for Mark is relative clauses. Relative
Oh.
clauses is what you will be studying tomorrow.
Mm,
And then Thursday I can't remember.
okay.
Okay.
Okay, so thank you guys. I'll see you Wednesday.
Okay.
See you Wednesday.
See
Bye.
you. Thank you.
Thank
Bye bye,
See you,
guys.
Thanks,
everyone.
guys.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye bye.
Hi, YouTube people, watchers.